Today in this video, let's talk about let's continue the conversation about the methodology, approach, method, and curriculum syllables and technique, okay? But just the text, because the last video I tried to talk about the same topic, but I'm trying to explain a figure, because we have here in this book a special figure, elements of sub-elements of method, okay? And I just read this figure and try to explain this in the last video, okay? But today we're gonna read the text, a specific text about these topics. The book that I use here on these videos is this, and the title is Teaching by Principles: An Interactive Approach to Language Pedagogy. It's a nice book that I used in a special subject about the methodology of English teaching. Yes, I think the name of the subject it was it. Okay, what are we left with in this lexicographic confusion? Interestingly, the terminology of the pedagogical literature in the field appears to be more in line with Anthony's original terms, but with some important addition and refinements. Following is a set of definitions that reflect the current usage and that will be used in this book. Methodology. Let's see the first one. Methodology, the study of pedagogical practices in general, including theoretical, underpinning, and related research. Whatever considerations are involved in how to teach are methodological. Okay, and so methodology, it's a kind of practices in general, okay, that we can use or how to teach. Let's see the second definition, approach. Approach. Theoretical positions and beliefs about the nature of language learning, and the applicability of both to pedagogical settings. And the second definition here, we can see that approach is a kind of philosophy, it's a kind of mind, it's a kind of theoretical positions, like the book says. The third definition is about method. Let's read. Method, a generalized set of classroom specifications for accomplishing linguistic objectives. Methods tend to be primarily concerned with teacher and students' roles and behaviors, and secondarily with such features as linguistic and subject matter objectives, sequencing, and materials. They are almost always thought of being broadly applicable to a variety of audiences in a variety of contexts. Okay, let's see. A method, it's a kind of specifications of activity or some linguistic objectives. For example, in a classroom, if you have a generalized set of a classroom specification for accomplishing linguistic objectives. The last one, it's the first one, second one, third one, fourth one for this video for today. Curriculum syllables. Designed for carrying out a particular language program. Features include a primary concern with the specification of linguistic and subject matter objectives, sequencing and materials to meet the needs of a designed group of learners in a defined context. The term syllables is used more customarily in the United Kingdom to refer to what is called a curriculum in the United States. Okay, syllables, the term, the word syllables is used in the United Kingdom, England, and the curriculum in USA. The last conception for this video, technique, also commonly referred to by other terms. Let's see a note. We have a note here in the end of the page about this word, technique. Let's read this first. There is a currently quietly intermingling such terms as technique, task, procedure, activity, and exercise often used in somewhat careless free variation across the profession. Of these terms, a task has received the most concerted attention recently, valued by such scholars as David Newman, as incorporating specific communicative and pedagogical principles. Tasks, according to Newman and others, should be thought of as a special kind of technique, and in fact might actually include more than your technique. See chapter 5 for a full explanation. Okay, just a note at the end of the page. But let's return to read the official text about technique. Technique also commonly referred to by other terms. Any of a wide variety of exercises, activities, or devices used in the language classroom for realizing the lesson objectives. Okay, so the last one meanings, last one definition for today, it's about technique. Basically, this word means that it's a kind of exercises, it's a kind of activities that you can use in your classroom. The next video, I'm going to proceed the chapter of this book. Let me see what the chapter 4. Okay, the chapter 4 of this book is called A Methodical History of Language Teaching. The next video, I'm going to proceed and I'm going to continue the reading. It's going to be about changing winds and shifting scents. Just 2 or 3 paragraphs. Okay, I finish here the video for today. But before I stop at the video, let me say something about my objective here in this channel when I record something in English. I would like to improve my English, okay, because I don't use an English in my days. It's not common for me. I just use Portuguese because it's my native language, and I'm from Brazil, and so I don't use an English, okay. But I can practice this, and but I don't have a lot of time to do it too, and so I try to record a video and I try to read something because I prefer to read some text and I try to understand this text and I try to say something about this text while I record a video. It's nice, but it's good if you can improve the English. Number one, you can read the text like as I'm doing here. It's good too. Number two, you can listen to something in English. Listen, you can hear the sound of an English sound. Number three, you can write something in English. You can take a pen and try to write something, write texts, for example, in your mobile phone or in a paper or what else. Number one, you can read something as I'm doing here. Number two, you can listen something in English. Number three, you can write something. And number four, you can speak something in English. When I record these videos here for my channel, I try to, first one, try to read something in English, some text, and I try to speak too, like I'm doing exactly now. I think it's a good way to develop or improve any language. In this case, English, because my folks in English, okay? I think it's nice. The next video, we're going to proceed, like I said, And if you want, you can watch the last video that I recorded here. And the last video I talked about the elements of sub-elements of method, according to Richards and Rogers, 1986. Bye bye. See you in the next video, the next week.